so much to all people that helped put together this ad hoc group of Quechee residents and others around the area who are feeling so much pain. We're trying to get to as many communities as we can. This is my second stop in Quechee. I was here with General Doobie the day after the flood hit, just to sort of see the devastation. We were down by Simon Pierce, down by the bridge. Obviously, you've seen many of the community, parts of the community that are so devastated. Listen, I know how tough this is. I know how many broken hearts there are. We got enough tears to create another Irene, frankly, as I go around the state. This is the worst flood that's ever hit this state. There's no doubt about it. And you know, I was born and raised just to the south of us in Vermont County. And ever since I was a kid, whenever I go up to the docks in Wilmington to get my favorite chili, there's a little sign painted on the police station for anyone that is also addicted to Dots chili. And thanks to Representative Chris for being here too. He's doing a great job keeping things together. So thank you, Kevin, we appreciate it. And it just says flood level 1938. And when I went in there, the day after the flood, it was shortly after we touched down in Quechee, we went up there, and first thing that Ann Manwaring, the representative, told me is we beat that line by 1.5 feet. So that's the challenge we have. Throughout this area, Windsor County, Windham County, frankly, from central Vermont all the way down the Massachusetts line, we have communities that feel just like you. Folks who've lost their homes, folks who've been displaced from their homes, businesses that have been shuttered. And all I can tell you is we're not going to rest until we get Vermont put back together again in better shape than it was before Irene hit. And because of the extraordinary outreach that's going on in our Vermont communities, that's going to happen much faster than any of us would have thought. A few examples just to cheer you up a little bit. When we flew over the state right after the hurricane hit, and I looked down at power lines, we had 72,000 Vermonters out of power. And I'll tell you, I didn't say this publicly, but I thought to myself, man, the snow's going to be flying before we get some of these communities back in juice. We are now down to 50 residents out of juice out of 72,000. Because we brought people in from all over the country, from Virginia, from Canada, to help put the lines back up. We intend to be just as aggressive on roads. We've just brought in 250 guards engineers from Maine. We're bringing in folks from North Carolina. There are guard folks who have engineering skills coming in from all over the country. You'll see them coming by in convoys. The National Guard has just been extraordinary. But we're going to get roads rebuilt faster than people think we can. We've got to, because we're racing the clock. As you know, our asphalt plants in Vermont shut down in November, and we got to get some pavement spread, some roads rebuilt before that happens. We're particularly concerned, first of all, about the east-west links. As you know, everything from Route 4 south to Route 9 and Route 30 are out. So there's no way to get there from here. And those are big corridors. I'm just down at the Sharon School, talking to the elementary school kids. A teacher came up to me and said, I'm from Stockbridge. I had to drive my car as far as I could, walk 4 miles, get picked up at the other end to get to teach my first and second graders today. She said, my husband works in Rutland, so he's got to go make the same trek and then go all the way down south, come around, takes him 3 hours to get to Rutland. So those are the challenges we're facing together. We get it. Transportation is going to rebuild roads as fast as we know how. Our municipal road crews have been nothing short of extraordinary, including here in Hartford, Quechee, Woodstock. We're incredibly proud of them. We've lifted red tape so that you can pull the gravel that was put into the rivers and the brooks out and put it back into roads. If you need to do that, let us know. We'll tell you who to call, but we'll approve that with a phone call, not weeks and weeks and months of red tape, which is what usually happens in this great state. We're doing everything we know how to speed up the process and make it happen. Couple of quick things. If you have houses that have been damaged or businesses that have been damaged, it's really important that you call FEMA if you have to. If you have friends, neighbors who are in the same situation, reach out to them, ask them to call FEMA. The number there is 800-621-3362. That's for houses. If you have, as well as businesses, if you have a business that's been damaged, call that FEMA number. If you know businesses, and I know a lot of them, who need 20 grand right now, 25 grand right now, 30 grand right now, they can't wait. We've set up our own Vermont program to help them get back on their feet. It's a loan program that's being run through our administration that'll get them cash faster than you can imagine. Not the usual red tape, the endless forms, the accountants, the financial statements. We're taking some risks, but we got to get it done. So if that is your need, call 802-828-3211. Tell fellow business people to do the same thing. That program works like this. We get you a chunk of cash, help get the cash register bought back, the things that got washed down the river bought back. It's 0% in the first year and no principal either. It's just nothing in the first 12 months so you get back on your feet. Then it's 1% from there over 4 years. So that will work faster than the federal program. FEMA also has a program for businesses. Not what we might wish. For homeowners, you get $30,000 cash and then low interest mortgage loans. For business, it's all loans and it's to be paid back somehow, someday. We'll get through that. Finally, I just want to close this because I want to answer your questions. That's why we're here, not for long speeches. But I just want to tell you some of the things that I've seen that give me so much hope, that tell me that we're going to be okay. I was up in Stockton, in Pittsfield, and a woman comes up to me with tears rolling down her face. And she told me the same thing that 2 people in this room have told me already this morning. She said, you know, I've lived here most of my life. My house is stacked up in that river with 7 other people. And she said, this town was tight before this storm hit, but now we're like family. And that means more to me than my home. And you know what she does? Turns around and goes to work on her neighbor's house to help them dig out. That's what's going to get us through this like no other state in the country. And I finally just want to say how grateful I am to the road crews, to the fire departments, to all the select boards and trustees, to all the volunteers, you know, people, just neighbors helping out neighbors. The Red Cross has been extraordinary. We all know the National Guard beyond the limits of anything we ever imagined. I'm also grateful to President Obama. Listen, he's been on the phone to me almost consistently throughout this thing. We get him a request for individual assistance on a Sunday at 2 o'clock. It can't be approved without him. It's a judgment he makes. He'll have it back to us at 2:30 from the White House. So we're getting great cooperation. Senator Leahy, Senator Sanders, Congressman Welch have been extraordinary. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this thing. And I'll give you sort of my aha moment, because you know what, this gets you down. I got to tell you. You pick up this stuff. Looking at a Vermonter's eyes, tears rolling down their faces, they've lost everything, and you know, you have your moments where you want. And I was up at the Mendon water supply, and you know, Mendon supplies all of the water for the city of Rutland. This was the second day, and you know, as you know, the municipal employees from the city of Rutland went up to Mendon. The gentleman went up there with his 25-year-old son. To make sure that the pump was working in the heat of the storm. As the water was rushing down the brook, wiping out the floor, he didn't care. He wanted to make sure they had water in Rutland. So they go up, we think they were up on the bank, and you know, you all know the rest of the story. The bank collapsed like so many riverbanks around us. We found the dad, and you know, we're still searching for Tommy's brother. And Tommy's up there, and he's, you know, I wouldn't say he's smiling, but he's functional. And he's going to work every day. And then he goes up there looking for his brother every spare hour, and he won't leave till he finds him. And I turned to Tommy, I said, Tommy, you know, how do you do this? Like, how do you put one foot in front of the other and keep up? How are you doing this? And he turned to me and goes, you know, Governor, I only have one hope. It's that when I bury my dad on Friday, that my brother's going to be lying next to him, and I'm going to keep pushing it until I find him. I think that kind of puts it in perspective for the rest of us. You know, we're going to rebuild the houses. We'll rebuild the bridge into Quechee. We're going to put the fire departments back in trailers, and mobile homes, and endless people who have been wiped out. And let's just thank God that because of our good judgment, our working together, we even had worse loss of life. Because I got to tell you, it's extraordinary that we've only lost 5 people. You see what's happening. I've met more people, elderly women, who swam out of their living rooms, literally, who swam out of their kitchens, crawled out of the brook with their fingers. So here we are. Tell us how we can answer questions, but I just want to tell you we're going to get through this. We're going to be okay. Kevin just put up Vermont 211.
There are many houses in West Hartford that some of us have been working, digging mud out of. And there's a discrepancy about whether or not they're going to qualify for insurance or for any money at all. Is there a law person in your office that they can contact?
Yes, but first call the FEMA number. This is how it works. If you have damaged building or house, you definitely qualify for $30,400 of outright cash. I wish it were more, but it's better than nothing.
Yes.
And then you will also qualify for low interest loans to help you rebuild. So if they find, and FEMA has been extraordinary, I got to tell you, they just sent in a whole bunch more assessors. There's much more damage to homes than I think we thought just a few days ago. It's just devastating. I was up in Northfield yesterday just walking around as an example, and to be honest with you, I didn't realize there were so many. There's probably 60 homes right in a square 2 blocks of Northfield that are all, we've gutted them out, the volunteers are coming in, but there ain't much left. So we've got this all over the state. People say it was 400 or 500 homes. I'll tell you, it's going to be, we're going to have many more digits than that. So call FEMA. If you don't get satisfaction, which I bet you will, call us and we'll help. But definitely, Vermonters need to know you qualify for $30,400 cash grant up to, and low interest loans to help you get rebuilt.
I'll pass the word on.
And I just want to say a word about how we're approaching this. And this is sort of going to be phase 2. But I don't think it's a coincidence that we're backing. I've been governor for 8 months, right? That this is my second major flood. There is no question in my mind that this kind of intensive delivery of rain in what I call Costa Rican style storms that we've never seen as a kid, at least me, in Vermont, is an example of what lies ahead for us. So with every decision that we make, with every investment that we make, I ask us to ask this question: how prudent is it, if you've really been almost destroyed, to be back at this location, or should I find higher ground? And I think if we do that in our approach to roads, bridges, businesses, and homes, we'll be a stronger state for it in the future. So let's use this as an opportunity to move forward, not as an opportunity to do exactly what we've always done. This is different. I don't care what you tell me. This is different than anything I've seen. And we can use that as an opportunity.
When you developed the state program for small businesses, could you consider grant and aid as opposed to low interest loans? Given the situation today with the economy, I would suspect a lot of the small businesses are over leveraged, and the importance of employment to the country and to Vermont would suggest to me that grant and aid would be a better answer than low interest loans.
I wish that we could do grant and aid to businesses. We just don't have the resources, to be candid, and it's a bit of a slippery slope. I got to tell you, we've got a lot of homeowners out there who I'm also concerned about, who say to me, and I've seen it, and you go and see their house is gone. Well, their house isn't just gone. There is nothing left of their land. They now own a riverbed. And, those folks, $30,400 isn't going to get their land and their house back. So we just have so many financial challenges. We got to stick with the programs that we know, which are loans. We don't have enough resources to start, our little state, to start doing grants. We just don't have the money.
Excuse me? Are there any pro bono, like lawyers or anything like that are set up to assist small mom and pop businesses that have, lost not only our major part of our business, but also our home is going to be a part of a huge discussion because it's on the embankment, and we just need some advice.
What kind of advice? In terms of engineering?
What kind don't we need?
I mean, if you really need engineering advice.
No, we need some maybe lawyers. Do you know of any lawyers, real estate lawyers, anything like that? Is there any kind of collaboration, co-op where small business owners
can get
information?
Right.
The Vermont Law
School does a resource for that. And
I was planning on calling them today, but I just didn't know if there was something specific set up for people like us.
If that doesn't work, call our office. We'll put you in touch with
for
someone
a lot of us smaller places, it's a huge burden to try and navigate all house and business.
Right. If you're having challenges with insurance companies, call our Commissioner of Banking Insurance, Steve Kimball, from his office, and we'll help you work with the insurance companies. If you're having trouble with bigger issues, with other issues like legal advice, in this case, call the law school. If that doesn't work, call our office and we'll hook you up with someone else.
Okay, thank you.
I was going to suggest that for business advice, someone could actually call SBDC.
They're doing a lot already.
Okay. As long as you know about the resource.
They're very involved and really good
They're good
communication.
Folks. They'll help.
They're
with
great.
What they know.
Yeah.
What else do people want to know?
We talked about homeowners who have second homes. Is there any coordination of this so that you're putting people that have that availability in touch with people that need the housing?
Yes. For anyone that needs housing or wants to offer us housing, is it 1-800 Vermont Alley? Is that the best one to call? Where'd Alley go? I lost her. Call 1-800 Vermont and just report that you either have a house to offer or that you need a house. And that's the best place to go. That's also for any second owners that want to donate to the Vermont Relief Fund, help close the gap between what the government does and what we want to be able to do. Again, call 1-800 Vermont and we can find ways for you to donate all the money you're willing to donate.
Is all the money going directly
Yes.
to the source?
It's a nonprofit that is going to figure out the best ways to be helpful with the dollars that we're raising. We're going to be doing concerts and all that good stuff. We're working hard to raise as much money as we can, but the amount of damage we have, that's not going to solve most of our problems. Let me close by saying this. Sort of the structure here is the good old Vermont structure. Talk to each other. Reach out to each other. If you need help that you're not getting, let us know. We're kind of gone from the surprise, heartbreak, and disbelief to a lot of folks who are feeling really depressed. Please watch out for neighbors that need desperately some love and counseling. The Red Cross has been extraordinary. They have all of those services. They have counselors, folks that can come in and really give professional help to those that are finding that on day 7 or 8 here, they've got nothing left. So watch out for neighbors that need help. Get them the help they need, because the one thing Vermonters don't ask for very much or very well is help. So I'm really concerned emotionally about many of us that are so fragile. Hey team, only in Vermont. We'll get through it, we'll rebuild, we'll put it back the way we found it, and Irene will wish she never struck us. Thank you so much.